Level 1. The sale. You think the worst level is the one where you are chosen. It isn't. The worst level is the one where you learn how to survive so well. The palace starts using you to train the next woman. Level 1 begins in dust. Not gold, not perfume, not silk curtains moving in the Nile breeze. Dust. It sticks to your tongue as men count bodies like sacks of grain. You are not a child. You are 20 years old enough to remember a life before this, old enough to remember your real name. A rope burns against your wrist. Someone asks where you came from. Someone else writes down a mark beside you before you can answer. You hide a small turquoise bead under your tongue. It belonged to your old life, your mother's necklace, your market, your doorway, your name. Now men speak over you, strong enough, young enough, quiet enough. You are not being welcomed into Egypt. You are being priced. The first thing they take is not your body, it is your future. Level 1, cleared. Level 2, the inspection. The inspection happens in shade. That almost makes it worse. No shouting, no chaos, no battle smoke, just calm hands, calm eyes, calm judgment. They look at your skin, your teeth, your hair, the way you stand when you are tired. They ask if you can sing, if you can pour wine without shaking, if you can learn Egyptian words, if you carry sickness, if you can be made useful. No one asks if you are afraid. Fear is expected. Fear is not a flaw in the inventory. You understand something here. In this house, even silence has a value. A woman who cries too loudly is a problem. A woman who watches too carefully is a danger. A woman who obeys quickly is worth more. Your court value rises because they decide you can be trained. Your freedom falls because they are right. You keep the turquoise bead hidden in your mouth until your jaw aches. An older woman notices. She does not expose you. She only leans close and whispers. Never let them know which part of you is still yours. Then she walks away. Level 2, cleared. Level 3, the new name. They give you a new name before they give you food. It is short, easy, Egyptian. A name that fits on a tablet. A name a steward can call from across a courtyard. A name that can be spoken without remembering where you came from. Your old name becomes dangerous. If you say it too often, you will break. If you forget it, they win. So you bury it inside yourself, beside the turquoise bead. They wash the road from your skin. They give you linen. They oil your hair. They teach you where to stand, when to lower your eyes, when to move without being told. You smell like lotus now, but the perfume does not make you free. It only makes captivity harder to see. The counter changes again. You are cleaner. You are prettier to them. You are less visible to yourself. Level 3, cleared. Level 4, the House of Women. The House of Women is not a sanctuary. It is a system. There are servants who move like shadows. Musicians who smile without joy, favorites who eat better but sleep worse, older women who know every rule because each rule once cut them open. Some women envy you, some pity you, some pretend not to see you at all. The hierarchy is silent but you feel it in everything. Who receives fresh linen? Who stands near the doorway? Who is called by name? Who is forgotten until needed? And above all of you are the watchers, women who serve the house by keeping other women obedient. One of them points to the corridor and says, "You will learn quickly." It is not advice. It is a warning. The door closes somewhere at the end of the hall. You do not know yet if that sound means favor, punishment, or another owner. Level 4, cleared. If you want history told from the place where the record stops speaking, subscribe. Because the palace remembers kings, but someone has to remember the people trapped behind their doors. Level 5. Training for silence. Training does not look like chains. That is what makes it work. It looks like correction. Stand straighter. Speak softer. Walk slower. Do not stare. Do not flinch. Do not ask why. You learn the language of the house before you are fluent in Egyptian. A lowered cup means leave. A lifted eyebrow means danger. A laugh from the wrong man means every woman in the room becomes still. You learn songs you do not feel. Gestures you did not choose. Smiles that protect you because refusing to smile can become a crime without a name. Every skill makes you more valuable. Every skill makes you easier to use. The older woman watches you from across the courtyard. She never smiles. But once, when you make a mistake and almost answer with your real name, she drops a bowl on purpose. Clay shatters. Everyone looks at her instead. That night, she passes you in the dark and whispers, "Hide better." Level 5. Cleared. Level 6, the first feast. The feast is the first time you see how beautiful a prison can be. Gold cups, painted columns, blue lotus floating in bowls of water, roasted meat, wine, incense, laughter rising under oil lamps. You stand beside other women in fresh linen. You are not a guest. You are part of the display, like the polished furniture, like the imported perfume, like the carved ivory box near the master's chair. The men speak of land, grain, temples, taxes, favors owed and favors promised, then they look at you, not for who you are, for what your presence says about the man who owns the room. He has enough wealth to feed people who do not eat with him, enough power to surround himself with beauty that cannot leave. You feel the turquoise bead hidden beneath a loose thread in your bedding. You are terrified someone will find it, because the bead is useless. And because it is the only thing in this house that has no price, they praise your stillness. You understand stillness can be another kind of scream. Level 6, cleared. Level 7, the door that closes. This is the level no one names directly. The records may speak of servants, singers, women of the house, gifts, dependents, property. They do not record the moment the corridor goes quiet. They do not record the way your hands go cold when your name is called. They do not record what cannot be refused. So the house teaches you to survive without words. The door opens. You walk. The door closes. And after that, the story does not need details. The horror is not in description. The horror is in the absence of choice. When you return, no one asks what happened. The women do not look surprised. One moves closer to make space for you. Another presses water into your hands. The older woman sees your face and says nothing, but she touches 2 fingers to her own chest. A secret sign. You are still inside there. Somewhere. That night, you cannot find the turquoise bead. For the first time, you panic. Not because it is valuable, because without it, you are afraid the old you has finally disappeared. Level 7, cleared. Level 8, favor is not freedom. Favor arrives like a softer cage. Better linen, more food, a place closer to the inner rooms, a small jar of oil no one else receives. Other women look at you differently now. Some with jealousy, some with warning, some with the exhausted sadness of people watching a trap, close gently. The steward says you are fortunate. You almost believe him. That is the danger. Comfort can become a chain if it teaches you to fear losing it. Now your mistakes matter more. Your silence is expected. Your face must be calm before you know what the day wants from you. The counter climbs. The house gives you small privileges so you will mistake them for power. But you still cannot choose where to sleep. You still cannot choose when to leave. You still cannot choose your own name. Then while shaking out your bedding, something falls against your foot, the turquoise bead. You stare at it like a miracle. The palace did not take everything. Not yet. Level 8, cleared. Level 9, the rival. The next woman arrives at sunset. She is adult, like you were. Dust in her hair, fear in her throat, pride broken, but not gone. You hate the first feeling that rises inside you. Relief. Because if the house looks at her, perhaps it looks less at you. That is how the system wins. It makes survival feel like betrayal. The watchers compare you openly. Her voice, your posture, her face, your obedience, her ignorance, your training. They want competition. They want women fighting for the safest place in an unsafe room. The new woman drops a cup on her first day. Everyone freezes. You could let her suffer. It would protect you. Instead, you step forward and say the fault is yours. The punishment is smaller because you are favored, but it is still punishment. That night, the new woman whispers, "Why did you help me?" You almost say, "Because someone helped me." Instead, you say, "Learn the doors. Learn the eyes, and hide one thing." Level 9, cleared. Level 10, the gift. One morning, you learn what you truly are in the language of power. Transferable. The master receives visitors. Men of rank, men with rings, men who speak of alliances as if they are weaving linen. A scribe lists gifts, cattle, gold, perfume, fine cloth. Then women, not names, women. You realize the palace does not need to hate you to destroy you. It only needs to classify you. You can be moved to another house, given to a temple estate, promised his favor, sent away because politics shifted in a room where you were not allowed to sit. Your whole life can change because one powerful man wants another powerful man to smile. When the door opens again, you do not know if it means favor, punishment, or another owner. For the first time, you understand why the older women never grow attached to rooms. Rooms are not homes. Rooms are places where you wait to be reassigned. Level 10, cleared. Level 11, the bloodline. There is a child in the house records. The scribes care about names when inheritance is involved. They care about blood when property might pass through it. They care about mothers only when mothers complicate the story. You learn that love is dangerous here because even love can be managed by someone else. A child may be fed better than you, named better than you, remembered better than you, and still, you may have no power over the future. The house can separate, rename, hide, elevate, or erase, so you make a private vow. If there is anything you can pass on, It will not be wealth. It will not be status. It will be memory, a true name, a warning, a bead small enough to hide from men who think only large things matter. But inside, something refuses to go down. Not hope, not yet. Something harder. Level 11, cleared. Level 12, the failed escape. Your escape is not dramatic. No moonlit horse, no knife under a pillow, no guards falling asleep at exactly the right moment. Real escape begins smaller. A stolen word, a hidden coin, a route learned from servants carrying water, a loose brick near the storage room. You do not plan to run tonight. You plan to remain possible. That is enough to make you dangerous. The palace discovers part of it, not all. A watcher finds the coin. A steward finds the mark you scratched near the side gate. The older woman is questioned. The new woman refuses to look at you, which is how you know she is protecting you. You are punished by being made visible. Watched more closely, moved deeper inside, given less privacy, fewer moments alone. They think they have ended the escape. They do not understand. The coin was only the part you could afford to lose. The bead is still hidden. Your real name is still hidden. The root still exists inside your mind. Level 12, cleared. Level 13, becoming useful. Years pass in the way captivity counts time, not by seasons, by replacements. New faces arrive. Old faces vanish. Favorites fall. Forgotten women become watchers. Watchers become ghosts in corners, still correcting posture with their eyes. Then the house gives you a new role. Teacher. They point to another adult woman standing where you once stood. Dust in her hair, rope marks fading at her wrist, a real name still burning behind her teeth. You feel the final trap open beneath you. To survive, you must become useful to the system that harmed you. You teach her the rules, how to stand, how to listen, how to avoid danger when danger smiles. But when no one hears, you teach her more. Never let them know which part of you is still yours. Hide one thing. Remember your name. The palace thinks it has turned you into a guard. It has not. It has turned you into a crack in the wall. Level 13, cleared. Level 14, the last room. Beauty leaves you slowly. Not because you surrender it, because time takes back what the palace once priced. Your hair dulls, your hands stiffen, your face changes. Men stop looking through doorways to find you. The cruelty is sharp, but there is a strange mercy inside it. You become less valuable to the court and almost more available to yourself. The younger women think invisibility is failure. You know better. Invisibility lets you move. You carry water where no one watches. You pass messages in folded linen. You place warnings inside songs. You return lost names to women who thought no one had heard them. The older woman is gone now. No tablet records the moment she vanished, but her sentence remains alive because you speak it. The turquoise bead hangs beneath your clothing, tied into a knot of linen, small, hidden, unconquered. For the first time, the palace underestimates you. That is the closest thing to freedom it has ever given. Level 14, cleared. Level 15, what was still yours. The final level is not escape. That would be too clean. The palace still stands. The doors still close. Powerful men still mistake possession for greatness. Your name is still not carved on a monument. No temple wall tells your story. No scribe writes that you survived by hiding a self so small, no inventory could find it. But one night, another woman arrives. Adult, afraid, silent in the way you once were silent. You are old enough now that no one notices when you sit beside her. You press something into her palm, a turquoise bead tied into a knot of linen. Her fingers close around it. You whisper your real name first, not the house name, not the name they gave you, the real one. Then you tell her, say yours only where the walls cannot hear. Her eyes change. Not healed, not saved, but less alone. And that is what the palace never understood. It could take your time, it could take your work. It could rename you, move you, display you, silence you, and make survival feel like obedience. But it could not own everything. Not the hidden bead, not the remembered name, not the warning pass from one woman to another. You thought surviving meant becoming empty, but surviving meant hiding one small flame where no one thought to search. And when the door opens again, she does not know if it means favor, punishment, or another owner. But now she knows one thing you did not know at the beginning. Some part of her can still remain hers. Level 15, cleared.